Wednesday, August 5th, 2020. You're listening to Circling Back Podcast. My name is David. I'll be running the ship today on the boards as I slowly fade it out. We got Dillon here.
What's up, fam? How we doing? It's big Wednesday. Big time Wednesday.
It's
I'm
Wednesday.
excited.
It's podcast week.
A lot going on in the world we get to talk about. But more importantly, we got Micah with us here.
What's Gucci, my dudes?
Mikey Wines.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be back. I've never been on the non Patreon circling back. This is a real treat for me.
Wasn't Mickey Ween something we used to call you?
That's what Connor Condog used to refer to me as. Shouts to Connor Davis.
Mickey Weens.
He's just out there doing kickflips and shit.
I don't hate
Designing.
it.
Yeah.
Miss that guy.
I'm excited. He called me the other day, actually. I'm very excited to see him.
Remember you had like that stretch where you would like go out like with him?
Yeah, there were some dark days. Condog, good dude. Hey,
good dude.
You know, I just wanted to thank you guys for having me. It's a real treat. I wore a banana-colored shirt today. You know, it's a new color for me, but I thought you guys would like it. A little ode to the good old days.
You didn't bother running it through the wash once?
This is the first time I've worn it. Yeah.
It's got the creases.
You can see the creases, yeah.
You know,
hey, wait, hang on one
I love that move.
Wow.
Just for old time's sake.
Not as loud
You're really
as
bringing back the greatest hits.
Not as loud as it usually is.
Let me tell you this. I don't think I've thought of the Micah banana bit, that line of humor, since Grand X. I've completely forgot about that. What was the story? You were carrying just a hilarious bushel of bananas.
I just used to eat a banana a lot.
But
that
there was one
That was my
day-
breakfast of choice.
Big potassium guy.
Well, you know, now I've followed the lead of the phenom Cole Campbell, and I'm mostly an intermittent faster.
Well, there's a guy. I remember we were doing Dudes Doing Business one day, and we had like two potential. They were either investors or something. There were somebody important business people, whatever that means. And I just remember like when you met them, I was right there, and you had just the most hilarious amount of bananas in your hands, and it was just inexplicable what you were doing with like
bushel.
Many bushels of bananas.
Bananas are good. A lot of calories, though.
A lot of
Less
sugar,
sugar.
man.
A lot of sugar.
You gotta be careful with
As
that.
I remember, a listener at the time reminded me that there's more calories in a banana than in a gin and tonic. I'd prefer to have a gin and tonic.
There's not alcohol.
I looked it up. I think there are about 14 grams of
banana.
sugar in a banana.
That sounds like a lot.
That's why I don't eat bananas after 6 p.m.
It's good policy you have there.
I like to limit my sugar intake all before dinner time.
It's a silent killer, sugar.
So I heard.
Yeah.
It's podcast week.
It sure is. Man, what a treat to be back on podcast week, of all weeks.
You're the originator. You are the godfather of podcast week. Follow Circling Back Pod on Instagram. Leave us a review if you have not already. A 5-star rating would be fantastic. You know, every Tuesday and Friday we do a Patreon episode. It's behind a paywall. Micah alluded to that. He was previously on one. Was that just a listener voicemail?
I think I've been on 2.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm just here holding it down for Vacation Will.
We might even have Micah on mail-in tomorrow. That's been talked about.
I mean, they don't call it podcast week for no reason.
I got a verbal commitment from him, so we'll see what happens. But
It's a hard verbal,
a treat to
solid
have just
verbal.
an abundance of Micah this week.
Well, you haven't
during
even
podcast
mentioned
week.
Too Much Dip.
Too much dip.
Thank you for bringing that up, Micah. Too Much Dip. It's our sports vertical here at Washed Media.
Went live Monday this week.
Went live. We've got 3 episodes. Look for a 4th next week. We're going to be dropping for sure every Monday.
Haven't even hit our stride yet on that one. Just wait.
Which is crazy because if you listen, I think it sounds like the stride has been hit, but I think the 4 of us know in our own heads, like, we haven't even hit our stride. Our best has yet to come.
Yeah, just wait.
Just wait.
Feels great.
Happy to have Micah as a part of that. KJ, a new face around here. A lot of fun. Check out So Many Screens also. John Hickey, some call him JR, and Kate Patnod. They're talking everything that's on a screen. Pop culture, film, TV, streaming. They're doing it. They're even doing some music. They broke down the Taylor Swift album.
Are they talking gaming?
I don't think they're doing gaming. That's a screen
Or
that they're not.
esports?
They're not. No, they're leaving. I told them, whatever you do not touch esports. That's my bag. We're keeping that for TMD and apparently for circling back a little bit. It's fluid.
Wow.
But check us out.
Hey, more on that later.
More on that later. Hey, did you see that we did the stream room this previous Tuesday? We talked about swordfish.
Never seen that movie.
That was my question. That seems like one that you would enjoy.
You're
you
not
guys
really,
seem to like it.
You're not
Or-
really missing out.
Oh no. Oh okay.
It's not a great movie.
Do you guys rate the movies on Stream Room? Do you have a
Yeah, we
rating?
use,
an
we use
eggplant.
eggplant emojis.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, this one got 1.5 eggplant emojis out of 5.
Oh, that's not great.
No,
Is that from the whole group or just from you?
that's just my rating.
I
Yeah.
see.
A lot of people are horned up for this movie. There's one scene in particular. You know which one I'm talking about when Hugh Jackman shoots down the helicopter?
No, I
Just gets everybody horny. The whole squad. Great cast. Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, John Travolta, previously mentioned. You got frosted tips, John Travolta, not to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but just wait. The tips get frosted.
How many eggplant did you give this film?
I gave it 5 of 5 birthday cakes.
Wow.
Did y'all see Vacation Will got a gram off? Another gram.
A tinky themed gram too.
Yeah, no one's peeing
Nobody's
in
doing that.
grams like Will is.
So apparently he was urinating in the lake, which I think that's completely fine and reasonable. But most people don't
Document it.
document it. His face, I mean, that must have been one hell of a urination.
That was a tink face. Like he was holding that thing in for a while.
That's like me after every podcast we do. That's me in that smelly bathroom. What's going on in there?
Yeah, your ventilation system is
The
is
smell
lacking.
is not like your traditional, like, oh, dude, somebody just tore it up. It's like mold.
it just adds a little character to the
I forgot
watch.
about your small bladder boy bit. It's a good one.
It's not,
Not
even
a bit.
It's just real life.
He just
Yeah.
got a small ass bladder. That's what it is.
Cool.
What else? I also have diverticulitis. If you want to rag
Dude.
on that bit.
I know.
There's a talking point.
Shouts to Brock Lesnar.
There's a talking point on here about the booming loud that you're sipping, Micah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
kind of booming
Oh,
loud
I'm
is
gone off that.
We had a
booming
great.
loud, fam.
Micah and I were just accidentally stumbling into a conversation earlier about coffee, and I was like, "Let's just do this on the pod because this is enjoyable."
You sipping that booming loud?
What is the booming loud?
Yeah, you guys know I'm a cold brew boy. The long time.
That looks like homemade cold brew.
Today it was not actually,
Oh.
but I bought a new cold brew maker.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin did not like my previous cold brew maker. Caitlin, my fiance, just to introduce all the pieces here. And so I acquired a new one, and we like it better. But we went to Costco this weekend. She wanted to try some concentrate that was available, and so that's what I had today.
Okay.
But my routine has been changed during quarantine, and I think it's really important that we talk about cold brew during these summer months because nobody wants hot coffee. It's 102 today. Nobody needs that. That's not how you want to start your day.
Man, for some reason, I'm like reverse when it comes to
Really?
coffee temperatures. In the cold months, I like cold brew. I don't know what my problem is.
I don't think it's a problem.
And I've been drinking hot coffee all summer long. It's 100 degrees outside.
But that's weird.
I know.
Do you like to get a good sweat? Is that your move?
I do not like to get a good sweat. No.
More on that.
Unless I'm working out.
More on that in This Weekend in Fun. We're gonna be
Right.
sweat boys
Oh.
this weekend.
Yeah.
What's that? Hey,
Well,
you
I was
said
just-
you're a Costco guy, as am I. If you're watching the video, you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
I got the Costco card.
Or are you
here.
a platinum member?
You know.
Damn, that's bad
Wow.
What's their cold brew situation like? Do I need to try that? Because that's one thing that's escaped me.
You know what? I hate to be this guy. I really don't like buying prepackaged cold brew. Coffee is easier to make at home, and it's so much cheaper. But this is a fine product that we've enjoyed. I don't have the label. I don't know what it's called, but if you find it at Costco, give it a shot. This isn't the Chameleon, which they do have on occasion. That's a local company. This comes in sort of like a brown milk jug, square milk jug kind of container.
Dude, how hyped do you get when Cole Campbell talks about how sizzled he gets on that booming loud?
Man, nothing gets me hyped like Cole Campbell getting gone off going gone off that booming loud.
He talks about it like it's
He gets crunk off the bean juice. Everybody knows
like
that.
it's 60% alcohol or something. He's just drinking like
It might be.
So I unfollowed him from my personal, but I did log into Circling Back yesterday, and he was the first thing I saw, and I noticed he was on a camping trip, or he's out at the lake, a very nice looking lake.
They were camping, yeah.
Yeah, so the Phenom's just out there in the wilderness getting it.
Yeah, in fact, I know that I sent this the story down. We exchanged some tweets about it, where he said he was just too gone to remember.
yeah. He filmed himself.
He said something about like
we probably
that's drinking, bud.
we probably shouldn't spend too much time talking Cole Campbell. I get that, but sometimes you just have to. Yeah, he posted a video of himself like doing a little dance number, drinking, and it was midday. I mean, the sun was right above his head. And the caption was, I don't even remember taking this.
We've all been there.
That's drinking, bud.
That's drinking, bud.
Hey, dude.
Who is this guy?
Hey, if we could wrap up this coffee conversation for a moment. During quarantine, people have been changing their grocery shopping. My preferred grocery store does not grind the beans the way that I want to grind them for cold brew. It's not
Finally.
it's too fine.
Oh, it's too fine.
They do not have a coarse enough setting. And so I had ordered some coffee on Amazon. I would highly recommend Cold Brew Lab coffee from, I believe it's from Brooklyn. It's pre-ground, but it's vacuum sealed. It works quite well. And speaking of coffee, this week on Mind of Micah,
Wow.
it's time for a 5-part investigation into the rise and fall of Nespresso.
Yes, it's hot right now.
Yeah, it's Nespresso.
Fall? It's not hot anymore?
They're struggling. They're running up against a headwind. The coffee market is changing. The
I've
entire
always said
marketplace.
that's the best wind to run against.
Yeah. So I would definitely check you. I would invite you to check that out on Mind of Micah, my podcast. I'm dropping 6 pieces of content this week.
Does
on Mind of Micah.
Nespresso have any relation to Nestle?
Yes, it is a Nestle product, which I did not even know, and I have an espresso
Makes
machine.
sense.
Yeah. It's and it was invented 50 years ago. They had a hard time breaking into the U.S. market. It talks about the headwinds they face there. I know how big into headwinds you are.
Give me all the headwinds.
Well, if you want all the smoke and all the headwinds,
I do.
check out Mind of Micah,
Time
wherever
out. They're not-
podcasts are available.
Nestle's not an American company?
No, Switzerland, I believe.
To wrap up the coffee talk, I'm currently in search of the best coffee bean on the market available. So if you have a recommendation for me, hit me.
I do. If you order if you order something from China, they'll send you some beans, and they'll tell you not to plant them. But I think
I haven't seen.
you should grind them up and make some brew with it.
What is going on with that?
I don't know.
People are just getting beans from China in the mail or something?
And then planting them.
I read something that there's a potential scam, and they have to have something that they send that makes it have the necessary weight, even though it doesn't include the product
So they
you
drop
ordered.
beans in there?
So they put beans in, but I believe that there's been some sort of directive issued that says do not plant those fucking beans.
Weird. What if they're magical?
Micah, this would be a good Mind of Micah.
I'm
need to
gonna
go in.
investigate this. This could be featured on next week's Mind of Micah.
Of Micah.
And you know what? If I find an authoritative piece about it, I'll probably share it on Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter that I launched this week. You can subscribe wherever you follow me on social media. It's in all of the link in bios
I must
at
have
Micah
missed
Weiner.
the promo. I haven't seen any tweets.
MICAHWIENER. Find me on Instagram and add me. Subscribe to Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter. I'm done with plugs.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it, too.
Okay, the volume wasn't turned up on said drop.
You can hit it again,
No,
though.
that's okay.
All right.
We'll do this.
The
I'll hit
moment's
it maybe
gone.
after this. We'll
I'll
see how
probably
this
drop it
one
one
goes.
more time.
Hey,
That would mean
you
a
know what
lot,
I-
though. It really would. I'm not even joking.
you
It's
know what I
a
refuse
great,
to drop?
No, we got
great
it.
piece. Check
We
it
got
out.
yeah.
I refuse to
Do
drop
it for me.
MeUndies.
It's free. Oh, I love MeUndies.
I'm wearing them right now. MeUndies wants to talk about your underwear. Like, seriously, they have a lot of feelings about it, and they just want to chat with anybody who will listen, so let's do it. They want everyone to feel comfy as heck with the freedom to express themselves. That's why they make the world's softest undies in classic colors and, my favorite, the fun prints, like dinos, surfboards. Maybe they'll make a hybrid, a surfing dinosaur one at some point. That would be tight. Whatever you put on every day, they want you to be comfortable and to be you. Okay? Is your undie drawer something to be proud of, or is it a little bit, embarrassing? I recently did some underwear inventory, and 90% of it is MeUndies. The other 10% I got rid of. How much more fun would it be to get dressed every day if you knew you got to pick from a drawer full of fun and adorable undie prints like orcas, bees, or, Micah, cherries? How fun would that be?
Cherries are great. I don't know if you guys. I had a discussion with my fiance last night, and she told me that cherries are her preferred seltzer flavor for any brand. That's her favorite flavor is cherries.
We should talk acerola with her. More on that later.
Cherries are great, Micah says.
I love cherries. MeUndies is serious about softness, though. No, so serious they scoured the world for the softest fabric known to man. It all starts with sustainably sourced beechwood trees that magically turn from pulp to yarn to undies. Just 3-step process.
It's magic.
It is. Like, those are some beans I would plant. A
lot of guys out there aren't taking their underwear seriously.
No.
It's a one thing that once you finally upgrade from like the cheap, Walmart brands to a fine pair of MeUndies, like a good quality pair of underwear, you wonder why it took you so long to get there.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I'm glad you talked about the underwear drawer, because when you do get rid of this is a challenge from me to all the listeners out there. You open your underwear drawer and you look in there. There's probably some pairs that are too old. They're not in good shape. Just throw them out, and if you throw out 4 pairs, go to buy 4 pairs of MeUndies. You'll feel better. Opening that drawer it's a great feeling, being fully stocked.
Yeah. Here's an offer. MeUndies, they got a great offer for just our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. It's a no-brainer, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. To get your 15% off your first order, free shipping, and guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/circlingback. Again, MeUndies.com/circlingback. Check it out.
You got to see this very unfortunate incident in Beirut.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I have to say I spent a good portion of my Twitter time yesterday watching different angles of it.
I couldn't stop watching the videos, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is incredibly sad, and it felt like it's just the raw footage of it is wild. The sonic boom freaks me out. I still am not 100% sure how that works.
The shockwave.
Was
like moving through the city. The number I saw was 100 plus dead. Obviously,
that seems low.
It's obviously going to go way up. I mean, you got to think, if you look at this, just the size of the blast zone, it covers a lot of territory, a lot of buildings that just got absolutely flattened. Unfortunately, that number's going to go way up. It has to.
I like the people who were like, "Oh no, there's no way this was an ammonium nitrate explosion. This was definitely a nuclear weapon." Just throwing that speculation out there on Twitter, just recklessly, and it's I guess they think it was one of those nuclear weapons that doesn't crumple the neighboring buildings. Because if you notice, that building next to it is still standing, which is shocking.
Things are strange. Blast zone is not something you ever want to hear about the place where you live, or really any place. I'd rather never hear about a blast zone again.
This was 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate.
Sounds like a lot.
To compare to another major explosion, the Oklahoma City bombing was 2.5 tons.
I'm not a math major, but it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, did you see the view from the boat?
Yes.
That was perhaps the most terrifying.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one.
There's a guy, because when a building's burning like that, everybody's going to pull their phones out. So you had like hundreds of angles of this thing. And then just the dome of condensed air and water, I guess. I don't know what it is, just going out. And I guess all these people survived if their videos are out there now. But that's like the most terrifying thing I've seen on Twitter in a while.
Yeah, there was I saw one late last night. Forgot where I found it, somewhere on Twitter, I'm sure. But there was there was a wedding about to happen. Did you guys see this one? And
I did not.
They're filming like setting up some video shoot before the wedding, and it's all dramatic. It looks kind of like a movie. Anyway, it's cool. But as they're filming it, the bomb explodes.
Jeez. And
it the shockwave just moves through the frame of the video shoot, and it's eerie. It looks like it looks like a movie. It's wild. Really
shockwave,
sad, man.
A sharp change of pressure in a narrow region traveling through a medium, especially air, caused by an explosion or a body moving faster than sound.
Yeah.
Just wanted to define that.
So what is ammonium nitrate typically? Like, what is it? What does it do? Do we know?
Is that fertilizer? I believe that's fertilizer because I know that was what was used in the Oklahoma City bombing. I don't know if you heard the note, Dillon, but this was over 2,500 tons compared to the Oklahoma City bombing, which was over 2 tons.
Yeah, so 1,000 times the explosiveness, basically.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Sheesh, man.
Anything else on this?
No, you don't need to talk about it too much. Obviously, it's very sad.
I almost didn't put it in here, but I legit was just obsessed with this yesterday, like trying to figure out what it was because they were saying
so
fireworks at first, and then the ammonium nitrate, which has apparently they've been storing it there for like 6 years. I don't know.
People were kicking around conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
let's stay out of the comments.
Yeah.
Stay out of
Like,
the comments.
just in general, this is a good lesson.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video of the guy driving the car? And I think Rex Chapman posted it.
Who the fuck is Rex Chapman?
He's a former NBA journeyman. He played at Kentucky.
the viral video
Why
guy.
is he like?
He is the viral video
When
guy.
did he become?
He also
the viral
had
video guy?
he also, after he retired, had a significant drug problem and got caught shoplifting an iPad out of an Apple store for money. And then he's reinvented himself as the viral video blocker charge guy.
How?
I don't know. I think he
It all just
hangs
started
out
on Twitter, and then he's got 3 or 4 people working for him now that are collecting these videos.
I swear to God, as of
He's like the Daquan, the former NBA Daquan.
I feel like if anyone has benefited from the global pandemic, it's Rex Chapman, because I've been seeing him every day on Twitter. A major account I follow quote tweets him.
Yo, he hits a TL every day for me, pretty much.
He's like instant clout. If you quote tweet his video, you're gonna do numbers.
He also will retweet you if you comment on it. So people like that. I've also noticed that just this week, in fact, he's gotten big enough that there's now a blowback to him where somebody was like, imagine crediting Rex Chapman for posting a viral video.
He's a white guy.
Yeah, he's a white guy. He played at Kentucky. He dunked on MJ once in a game.
What?
Wait, why?
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Why are people against using his viral vids?
Because it's
have
sort of like a fat Jew light kind of thing that he. I don't think he really steals videos and doesn't credit people, but I don't. This is people are starting.
There's nothing special about what he's doing. He's just finding videos on the internet and sharing them to his very large platform.
And he's a very likable guy, so he has lots of blue check mark friends. So these things
he gets all the clout for it.
Yeah, in a way that Jamel Hill probably isn't following Daquan, but she'll follow Rex Chapman and then retweet his stuff, and then they'll talk. I don't know why she came to mind, but
dude, I'm so glad he came up on this podcast, because every day when I see him on the TL, I'm like, I'm scared to tweet out like, who is this guy, because I'm afraid like there's like a backstory that I don't know that's gonna make me look like an asshole, or I'm just gonna look like a moron for not knowing Rex Chapman.
About once a month, he'll just send out a highlight clip of him playing in the NBA, and it's just to remind people like, yeah, I could ball. Like he put 30 on MJ one time, but MJ was like playing for the Wizards. He's just raining threes.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Do I need to follow him? I mean, is it a good?
There's
follow?
a lot of compelling dog content too. He's just sort of figured out
he's
like
played the hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, he knows.
He's
So
very
looked
formulaic.
He's looked at the analytics.
There's no doubt.
He probably has a chart beat, or what's the
He's doing numbers.
what's the thing that we?
He's
had
probably on
for
TweetDeck as well.
analytics?
Yeah, Chartbeat. That was the one that we had the
There was
lines.
nothing. That was the most fun when that thing would just go crazy.
Oh man, this guy. If you follow him, your TL is just going to be. Active.
He does a lot of
he do-
retweeting of positive feedback.
He does a lot.
I love that.
So it's like he posts a video and somebody said, "Man, this is a great video." He'll just retweet that. Man, this is a great video. Retweet. It's not great.
There's no way I could follow this guy.
So wait, did he have a Beirut video that he commandeered, or what happened?
Yes,
few
he
of them, I'm
posted.
sure.
I'm sure there were more than one, but there was one that he posted where there's a guy like driving, and you can see he's holding the phone out, and you can just sort of see like the small fire, and it looks a long way away, and then all of a sudden the thing booms, and the guy's rear view mirror falls off.
His windows bust.
Window bust out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember the explosion in West Texas?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
the region, but the city West.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's just north of Hillsboro.
That was
Maybe just south of Hillsboro.
That was another fertilizer explosion, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like 500, maybe 1,000 tons of ammonium nitrate. But that I thought was the most terrifying thing when that happened, because we could feel that. Fun fact: I was living with my parents at the time. I was back home. You could feel the window rattle in
Wow.
Duncanville, which is Southside Dallas County.
It's a long way.
Sheesh.
They said
Yeah.
you could feel this in Beirut 200 miles away.
Man. Devastating.
Yeah.
Just a quick hot take about West. I always try and fill my gas tank because West is halfway between Waco and Dallas.
And the check stop.
Talking about kolaches.
Yeah, I don't like the check stop. Check stop is
You like Slovacek's
trash.
better?
I do like Slovaceks. I do if I really want kolaches, like if I'm bringing them back for someone, you take a right. Well, if you're coming from Austin, you take a right into west. You go 1 mile, and I forget what it's called, but there's some like actual Old West Czech bakery. I think it's called the Czech Bakery or something. The ones in town are better. The Czech stop, they use shortening. They don't use, I'm a butter boy. There was no butter.
What are you saying? They don't use real butter?
Yeah, they use like Crisco or
Really?
shortening.
That's quite the
exclusively.
allegation.
Well, it's true, and I do like stopping in Slovačeks on the way back.
I typically
Those who travel
don't
I-35 know exactly what I'm talking about. Those outside of Texas are probably very confused.
If you're familiar with the I-35 corridor, though, you know it.
A lot of people know the Czech stop.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Czech is in Czech Republic.
Right.
Yes. My favorite thing about the Czech stop, though, other than their dirty bathrooms and their not very good kolaches, is they have a bunch of signed autographs from very obscure, now seemingly very obscure musicians, including Police Ice. Remember Police Ice?
Wait, Police Ice?
Yeah, you don't remember him?
They're the ones who came to your school?
It's just one guy.
Oh, is it one
he's a
dude?
rapping cop.
Yeah, I
He
remember
came
him.
out pretty shortly after Vanilla Ice. And anywhere there's like a signed wall of, he's always on it. Like he's there at George's bar when you walk into George's in Waco. Police Ice is front and center.
I've never heard of Police Ice.
Well, shouts to Police Ice. I don't know if he's still out there doing his thing, but
There's no way. If he is, I wonder if his...
Vanilla Ice was on the Dan Patrick show yesterday, so there's still
Is he still flipping houses or whatever?
I don't know what he's doing.
He's doing quite well.
He's doing
Or was
something.
for a time.
Yeah. He claims he still sells 3 million albums a year worldwide.
There's no way that's accurate.
That's not
That
true.
sounded very untrue to me.
3 million?
That's what he said.
Come on, Vanilla.
He could be... he's a Dallas guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
his
still lives
name's
in Texas.
Rip Van Winkle or
We
something,
could maybe
right?
get him
What?
on.
What is his name?
If we did a remote recording with Vanilla Ice, would it be better or worse than the Wes and Dill interview?
It doesn't get worse, Dave. So you got to think it's better.
His actual name is Robert Matthew Van Winkle.
Okay. Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle, which is amazing.
Young Randy, what do you got?
I saw recently that there's going to be a biopic of Vanilla Ice starring Dave Franco. So that might be something why he's in the news cycle again.
Dave Franco can't play Vanilla Ice.
Dave Franco, of course, of Six Underground fame.
Yes. Short-lived.
Short-lived. Spoiler, he dies very, very soon in the movie. Check
Okay.
that out on the Stream Room, only on Patreon.
I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not excited about it. Dave Franco's a little guy.
Was it the Death Row? There was a Death Row fictionalized movie of like a while back, like 15 years ago, and it had a Vanilla Ice scene. Or I'm trying to think if it was a Vanilla Ice story. It was like a VH1 movie. It was really shitty. No, it was Hammer, because Hammer flirted with Death Row. He was on Death Row for a minute.
Yeah.
And then they have the scene where allegedly Suge Knight and his guys hang Vanilla Ice over a balcony by his feet.
I remember learning about this on Vanilla Ice's Behind the Music.
That's it, yeah. Which, honestly, just for that alone, I will tune into the biopic.
I'm in.
Are you a biopic or biopic guy?
A biopic, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't generally like those movies, though. I like the idea of them, and then I'm generally disappointed.
Mike, I'm glad you're here for this next one. Can you tell us who Jonathan Swan is?
Jonathan Swan, sure. He is a journalist at Axios. His father, he's Australian, and I believe his father is a leading infectious disease doctor,
Why is this guy
expert in Australia.
Why is he the meme of the day?
Well, Axios now has an HBO show that they air on Monday nights. I guess it's sort of their version of 60 Minutes.
How did this guy, how did he score a sit down with?
Well,
president?
it's not his first sit down, which is interesting because actually the whole thing is available on YouTube, so you can watch. I think it's like 37 minutes, and he said, right before we met, or the last time we spoke was right before your Tulsa rally. So he used that as a thing. I don't know if Trump. It seems strange that Trump would give an interview to this guy,
Right.
Considering his just general policy.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad it happened though, because we got some excellent content out of this.
We certainly did. And Swan, I think it's the accent is disarming to
He's an
to
Australian,
Trump.
right, mate?
Yeah, I think Trump thinks like he'll be friendly because he's Australian and he's but this was pretty combative. He also he's good at doing the flattering thing that the president likes. And so maybe that's
But
part
the
of it.
wheels come off of this one, and
Yeah, it's not great.
like he's so Swan. He's very smarmy and condescending, and he has just some Hall of Fame like facial expressions to what Trump is saying, which is some pretty stupid things. And I can't get enough of this guy. He's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, the memes are good. I mean, he's really just doing the faces that most people do when they watch Trump talk. And he's the first journalist to do it like
To his face.
2 feet away.
Right. Right.
Other than Dave Portnoy. Portnoy really put on a clinic when he interviewed Trump.
I didn't watch.
I'm being very joking.
Okay, yeah,
Oh.
because
There were a lot of softballs.
yeah.
I did not.
no,
To be fair, I didn't know who this guy was, or that there was a sit down, until I started seeing. I think Dillon did a quote tweeted somebody doing the meme, and I was like, all right, who is this dude? I got to look into it. And then I watched a good majority of that video, and wow, it's not an easy watch if you like comfortable conversations.
It was one of the memes of the day yesterday.
It was.
For
It was.
sure.
There were several highlights, but Trump is now, he does this thing where he makes sure that his press secretary gives him papers so he can like hand charts, because Swan asked him about some numbers specifically, and Trump just started handing him papers that had graphs and charts on them, and Swan was like, wait, this is not what we're talking about. This is rates in related to total cases, not to total population.
Yeah.
And it was.
And there are probably some people listening who are like, "Oh, they're talking politics." What
COVID
we're not.
takes
This
is
is
what they are.
objectively funny content, no matter what side you're on. Like you have to be able to laugh at this. You just have to.
I think even the most ardent Trump supporter would find humor in this.
Okay.
And
good.
even from like his point of view, they would think that he like went in there and just dominated. He might have. I mean, this always works in his favor. Even like
Yeah, that's right.
When Twitter goes crazy and like mocks him for something that like he can, like, oh, he took an L on this. He didn't actually. Like it somehow works out for him.
Right. In his,
I don't know what that
he
says
will.
about
He'll use the grievance of those faces of that all fake news journalists make these faces. This is how they really feel, or whatever.
I will say Swan has a John Oliver quality to him.
Yes.
They're both like, witty.
Yeah, Swan
And they
sort of
have
asks a
accents,
lot
don't
of
they?
like one-word questions, where Trump says like, "Oh, you should see the pamphlets and the books." He goes, "Pamphlets, books," in kind of John Oliver-esque.
People are saying, why can't Chuck Todd be like this? Chuck Todd catches strays every time something like this happens. Chuck Todd, every Sunday, I'm a Meet the Press guy. And I record it. And when I go, every time I get on Twitter, Chuck Todd is trending, and it's for some shit that like he's not going to like.
Yeah.
And I don't mean
Yeah,
like his Caesar.
The
being
Twitterverse
pointed
is
out.
not like Chuck Todd.
No. I support him. Anybody that's still rocking a Caesar in 2020, they can fuck with me.
I still hate David Gregory, so I think Chuck Todd's a big upgrade over David Gregory.
Is he still doing it?
No, he
was
did
the
it before
previous?
Chuck, and I have a long time hatred with David Gregory.
okay,
I don't
Greg-
even know why.
I was thinking of Stephanopoulos.
Oh yeah, he's still doing his thing, old Georgie. Tantric Sex Life on George Stephanopoulos.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, maybe some connections to somebody in the news, Maxwell.
Ooh, anything
just-
is possible.
Just saying. He does have a history with the Clintons, obviously.
The only other, I know most people listening think I'm a liberal cuck, so they don't care about my Trump takes. The one thing that about Trump now that I can't unsee is, I think, is that the comedian Sarah Cooper. Is she the one that does the TikToks or the things where she like memes? She repeats Trump's
Oh,
words.
I don't know her
and
name,
makes
but-
silly faces. I think it's Sarah Cooper, and she just, she's very good, and it just kind of goes to show that like powerful men just get away with saying words that don't really mean anything, and if they just sort of keep rattling, they own it, and nobody does it like
It's
Trump.
kind of the story of this podcast.
Yeah, yes,
Sarah Cooper.
I believe that's her name.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's
if
good.
If that's her name.
Have you ever thought
I
about
am
doing
not.
Power Plant on TikTok?
Not really.
Okay.
You got to think it'll do numbers.
People like that.
It would be electric.
Randy, can we get that fire new truck that just got launched, potentially the Ford Maverick? is what it's being called. It's not out yet, but we saw a leak on the internet yesterday, and I've got to say,
Is this real?
as a guy who used to drive a Toyota Tacoma, just a certified truck boy, this is fire.
Is this real, or did someone Photoshop this?
No, I think this is real.
It looks like just a tiny little hatchback car.
This is a Ford Galaxy edited to look like a pickup truck. But this is apparently what it's going to look like because they're developing a new compact pickup truck to slot under the Ford Ranger. I didn't even know they still made the Ford Ranger.
They're going smaller than the Ranger.
They brought the Ranger back.
They brought the Ranger
is
back.
a compact truck.
I've
Like a
always
small
said mini
truck.
trucks need to come back. As a former driver, the Tacoma I would think is a mini truck, or at least the old body style.
Yeah, yeah.
This is objectively one of the ugliest vehicles I've ever seen in my life. Someone on Twitter said it very well. I forgot who it was, or I'd give you credit. But how are you going to go from designing the 2021 Ford Bronco? Is it 2020 or 2021? Anyway, the new Ford Bronco
Yes.
to this thing.
That's what I was thinking.
What in the world?
I mean, Ford was they knocked the Bronco out of the park.
They use
I'm sitting here looking at photos all day long.
they use 100% of their creativity on putting together
And then they
the
just
Ford
mailed this
Bronco.
in.
Then they're like, oh, we have nothing left.
This looks like a Subaru Outback drove through Truck Month and then came out on the other side looking like this.
I can't
Wow.
say anything to top that.
I mean, the bed, the truck bed. What are you going to put back there? Like a pumpkin? Like what? You
Your
can't
work
fit.
boots.
You can't fit anything back there.
The like the $200 Yeti cooler. Certainly
Yeah,
not
like
the coffin.
the smallest. What is the smallest Yeti? Yeah, you can't put the coffin. You got to strap the coffin to the roof of this thing.
Will your golf clubs even fit back there?
No, they'd be sticking out.
My dad used to drive a Miata, and he couldn't fit his clothes
Flex.
in the trunk, so they would just be like chilling and like.
Oh yeah, I've seen that move.
Yeah. So it made it real fun when we would drive to like the course, and I would be back in town to play. Like we can't take the Miata. He would want to go top down. I'm like, Dad, there's nowhere to put our clubs. Let me drive. He just wanted to go top down to.
You got to respect that.
It's a good move. Remember the Miata bit? That was pretty successful for us.
yeah. Have you guys abandoned that one?
No. Or yeah, we have. It doesn't come up anymore.
I don't know if Will has talked about this. There's one guy at our apartment complex who we see at the dog park, and he is dripped out in a way that I cannot. You guys wouldn't believe it.
Unfathomable?
Yeah, like he puts Barrett on blast every day. This guy he's got.
Wait, who's this?
He's just a swag lord. I don't even know what you would call
Big
this
baby
guy.
drip god?
He is a drip god, and he's just this average-looking guy, and he walks his dog out at the dog park just like we do.
What kind of dog?
I don't really know. I never look at his dog. I'm more interested in just looking at what this dude is wearing, and Will and Sally and Caitlin and I are very obsessed with him because the other day he's just it's streetwear, it's flashy shoes, it's a whole nine. He's really out there.
Is he Euro?
No, like we weren't sure, but we talked to him. He's got some tats. He seems like an average dude. He also drives a Miata, and it got Will, like our group chat went crazy when I saw this guy pulling out.
New body style or like how old?
Classic. Wow. White,
Ooh.
Unreal.
soft top.
My wife was nice enough to rent me one for my birthday one time. Remember
Oh,
that?
That was huge.
Why don't we do? We should do that.
I think I
again.
took the photo,
We got a photo shoot off. Yeah.
or did Tasha take the photo?
Yeah, hard to say.
I think it was you.
Yeah.
Either way, I would like to meet this guy.
Yeah, I would too. I'm going to start actually sort of. I'm going to start a dialogue with him.
In my head, he is like Latvian. He's like rolling with KP's crew. Just
That would be tight.
The tats, the Miata, the swag, the drip.
No one's buying this car. So I can't get.
It's
get
bad.
So the Maverick's bed will cut 24 to 30 inches off the length of a Ford Ranger bed.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. I feel like the Ranger bed is sufficient. Like, if anything, the Ranger bed is too small.
So
Well,
it's
yeah,
sort
it's
of
a
like
compact truck.
It's sort of like an El Camino, but
Were y'all fans of the Avalanche?
No.
Because I've always hated those.
my brother drives a Honda Ridgeline, which is
Oh
like
my God.
which
Can I
is
say
like
that's
an
one of my
Avalanche.
least favorite cars
Oh,
ever
it is
created?
trash.
The Avalanche. I'm sorry if you drive one, but it's one of the ugliest cars on the road.
Give me the Avalanche over the Ridgeline.
They
all
don't still
day.
make those, do they? Avalanche.
No, not the Avalanche.
And the Escalade did an Escalade version of it.
Oh,
the
yeah, I forgot about that.
EXT,
oh,
I believe.
that's bad. That was a bad vehicle.
The big plastic paneling on the back. What are you doing?
I'm with you. This is probably better looking than that.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
Per Jalopnik. Is that how you say it?
I believe it's
Jalopnik.
Jalopnik.
We all said it differently.
Yeah, whatever.
The Maverick, if it is actually called that, is supposed to be a, quote, lifestyle vehicle, not necessarily for tradesmen, Dillon, commercial businesses, Micah, or Randy, hardcore enthusiasts.
What is it for?
It's a lifestyle is what it says here in the notes.
That truck bed is useless. It just makes it unnecessarily long.
When y'all were kids, did you ever ride in the bed of trucks with like family friends?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think back, there was a kid down the street, and his parents were so reckless. There was a place in Arlington called Incredible Universe. It's now a Fry's Electronics, but Incredible Universe, place to go. Like, think Costco, but just for, like, modern gadgets and TVs and shit. We would drive on I-20, fairly busy highway, from Duncanville to Arlington, about a 30-minute drive, and they would just put us in the bed of the truck down the highway.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's not. I don't even think that's legal.
I don't think it was either. And we were like 8 years old, and I feel like that was very reckless looking back on it.
Would you put
No.
Randy in the
Nope.
back of the truck?
Absolutely not. If I was going to,
Dude, it's that generation. One time I went to Parks was at my dad's, and they were hanging out, and I went to go pick them up, and as I pull up, they're getting back from the swimming pool, which is just down the street. Not far, granted, but he had to get in the car to go there. They pull up in the driveway, and Parks is riding shotgun, just with a seatbelt on. Like he's 4.
I love that.
You can't do that. It's just that generation, man. It's just it was different.
Yeah, the only time for me, you never put your dog in the bed if you're getting on the highway. And like if you're driving around the neighborhood, going somewhere, like if you're at the ranch, yeah, dog in the bed of the truck, you're fine. But dog or human, like on the highway, there's too much that can go wrong. Minor fender bender could be game over.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
You guys ever have one of your friends' dads who just drank beer while driving you around? So that happened to me before.
Oh, yeah.
My buddy Andy, his dad just used to crush Coors Lights while driving us. Like not like we were going on road trips or anything. Just sort of if we were driving to the store, he was taking me home. Yeah, or on the way to the bowling alley. I just really vividly remember him just crushing Coors Light cans. And so shouts to him, Mr. Baird, good guy.
I can remember. I'm not
But
gonna-
definitely a generational thing.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Dude.
I mean, I
Because it used to be legal. Open
Yeah,
container is a relatively
I
new
just remember
phenomenon
driving
in
to
Texas.
college in Missouri, and every time like I'd ride with some other people from Austin, and like we'd pick them up, and their parents would be like, "Hey, don't drink and drive on the way there," and be like, "Okay," and
Yeah.
like, "Hey, don't be drinking and driving." Like, I'm driving for 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, why would I be crushing beers? That's not something we're
Like,
going to
could
be
you imagine
doing.
me getting in the car, leaving here with Parks with me, and just cracking a cold one?
Just on the way to the community
They'll
pool?
be like, what's going on here, buddy?
No, the year is it's gonna be 2030. You're gonna be picking up Parks and his friends from like, I don't know, Barton Creek Mall or Barton Square Mall, and you're gonna have a road dog in your Yeti right there, and you're just gonna have one, and it's gonna be fine. That's what every dad does.
Right. That's a little bit different.
Now, if you're just if you're all day drinking, like I think back to like road trips, we were like going to Lubbock or something, Dallas to Lubbock to go visit buddies. Like the people who just drink the entire time and like will just pee in a bottle, pour it out. It's like, dude, you're blacked out and we just got into town. That is never my rule
you
for
do that?
Lubbock was wait till you get to Post on 84. That's when you start cracking them. For me, because, I'm a small bladder boy. We talked about this. I've never been a drink on the road kind of guy. And definitely don't drink and drive. That's my PSA.
I think that's something we can all get behind here.
But catch me and the lads in the bed of this Ford Maverick just pounding cold ones.
Like, can you even put a dog back there? Maybe.
Mid-size.
Small, mid-size. Randy's not fitting back there.
Randy's not fitting back there.
No, that's not a Randy compliant truck bed.
I cannot wait to back up to a tailgate with this thing.
And get your soft shell Yeti out of the back.
That's a real lifestyle move.
Randy, can we do something with this graphic? Can we? Yeah,
Photoshop
something's
us
got
in it
to.
or something.
Yeah, there's got to be something that can be done with this. I'm in awe of it. It's one of those things that I just kind of scroll.
Are there
through.
any other photos? Are we 100% sure this isn't just one Photoshop? Because we talked about the Bronco. I feel like for like the last 10 years, at least twice a year, some Photoshop pictures of a Bronco prototype would go viral, would just go crazy. People would lose it on Twitter. Is that the opposite of this? Somebody just Photoshopped a terrible
I
vehicle?
don't know, but how sexy is that new Bronco?
That's hot.
It is.
I think all of this is based on
Goals.
Autoblog, who got apparently some spy photos of this concept, and that's what they're basing it off of. There's a great chance it doesn't look anything like this,
there's
but we're
a
going
good
to get
chance
content out of this.
What we're seeing now never comes to actual existence.
What do you think about the name Ford Maverick?
You cannot waste a great name like a Ford, like a Maverick, on something that has such a tiny bed.
Do they have to spell it differently, like Callaway did with their new driver? Is there some kind of a trademark situation there?
Is that what happened there? guess
I
so.
imagine.
Have you hit that thing yet? I have not.
No, but Klein got one, of course.
He's playing with Chad today, isn't he?
Yeah.
Probably shoots 76.
I'm sick of those guys.
I'm too. You know what I'm not sick of? Or you know what I am sick of? Let me say this. Anybody who doesn't wear bird dogs.
Right.
I'm sick of those people. I like bird dogs. I work out in bird dogs. I slept in bird dogs the other night. Quite
you?
comfortable. The liner, they've got the
Intentionally,
liner.
or did you just fall asleep in them?
It was mainly I was too lazy to get up and
Because
go
I can
change.
understand both. Okay.
But the liner is like not so restrictive that like you
Dude,
can't
I'm
breathe
telling you,
down
it's
there.
a perfect balance between comfort and support.
Gym shorts with a built-in silky soft inner liner that makes underwear obsolete. Oh, they also make the best pants ever, which maybe one of these days I'll get to play golf in them.
Micah, did you know that we are the Bird Dogs guys on TV?
I've seen you guys on TV.
I'm only on the digital.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't
But
make
so
I'm
you're
on-
the TV guy.
him and Will.
Yeah.
I got cucked. I got bumped.
I have a line.
Well,
No big deal.
congratulations to you. Well, you're the meatloaf guy from TV, and now he's the short guy from TV.
Yeah.
That's fair.
These are pants, actually, in the
Oh,
commercial.
well,
Yeah.
shouts to Bird Dogs.
They're my happy hour pants. They're my golf pants.
Oh, that's your line.
That's
yeah,
my
it's-
line.
Line.
that's
He's
good.
the,
I'm
he's
that
the
guy.
happy hour
I'm
guy.
the happy
Yeah,
hour
you
pants
delivered
guy.
that one well. It really does stick in my memory. It's
We need
good.
to get you some bird
That's
dogs.
almost as good as that's good meatloaf.
Nothing will top
Very
that.
memorable.
the
TV
short
line.
The ones that are a little bit shorter, I think, would really complement your quads quite
Yeah,
well.
I'm gonna need 5-inch inseam,
Micah.
but I could probably do a 6. I bet Bird Dogs could accommodate.
Let me see if I can get you some, but if I can't, Micah, why don't you go to birddogs.com, enter promo code STEAM, and they'll even throw in a free Bird Dogs face mask. Micah, here it
Wow.
says here, it's like a condom but for your mouth.
Think about that.
You'll get a free Bird Dogs face mask along with your pair of Bird Dogs. They're actually very quality masks. They feel like your auntie sewed it for you. Just like your auntie sewed that condom for your mouth. That's birddogs.com, promo code STEAM, and boom, a free Bird Dogs face mask with your pair of Bird Dogs. You won't take them off. I promise you that. Check them out. They even sent us a T-shirt recently. You seen that tee? It's a very cool tee. Did you
the
get
white,
one?
the white one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool T-shirt.
It is a cool
They
tee.
got a good aesthetically pleasing logo.
It's a strong tee, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we got golf starting tomorrow.
We got golf. Let's promo Too Much Dip. We dropped one Monday. We went like almost 90 minutes again. And we didn't exactly break down the PGA Championship. We didn't get into the odds. But we can talk a little bit about it here. Go subscribe. Leave us a review if you haven't listened yet. It's me, Micah, and KJ, and Dillon.
Do it.
It's a good pod. You'll
Look,
have
it's
fun.
a strong podcast. We have
Yeah.
a nice little dynamic. We have some people who actually know what they're talking about on here.
Well, at least
I'm
one
not
person.
saying I'm one of them. I'm saying we have people who know what they're talking about. There's also some fun banter.
It's better than I thought it would be. It's better than it has to be.
It's
you
better
know?
than it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when you go to a sports bar and they say, "How's the food?" and they go, "It's better than it has to be." That's how I feel about too much dip. It's you'd listen to it anyway, and it's 10% better than it should be.
Which bar food are you on the podcast only? On Too Much Dip, not this one. There's Too Much Dip. I'm the Southwestern egg roll.
Wow. I'll be the potato skins.
Oh, that's a good choice. Underrated. I'd like to be a nacho, but I don't want to be bar nachos. I want to be a traditional Mexican nacho.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the question. I need you to be a bar food. You could say chicken wing.
I don't think I'm the chicken wing. I'd love a tater tot.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Like a messy one, like throw some
Maybe
cheese
maybe
on
in a
that
loaded
shit.
tater tot. Yeah.
Some green onion maybe and
Yeah.
sour cream.
Yeah.
Not sour cream.
I mean, but I'm in now I'm encroaching on your potato skin.
That's okay.
Because if it's
Encroach.
all right, well, let's carb up.
No, tots are good.
Tots are good.
I would probably be closer to the chicken wing because T-Man's buddy once said, I look like the last chicken wing on the grill at a barbecue because no one wants it.
Damn. That's ice cold.
Yeah. He's
T-Man,
mainly-
did you that?
It's his buddy, but he
T-Man's buddy.
passed along the message. We were playing golf, and I wasn't filling out my shorts like I would have liked to. This is back in a cutting phase. And he said he looks like the last chicken wing at a barbecue.
Well, that's just rude.
Cold,
I
man.
found that to be quite offensive. Apparently, this guy's a specimen per T-Man, so that's cool that he's a bully, too.
If T-Man,
It certainly left an impression with you.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like 5
Oh,
years ago or
man.
anything.
Like heavy on the tendons, like that last wing that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, probably not much meat on it.
The kind of wing that if you're going after it at, say, Pluckers, and you look up and make eye contact with a lady of size who's just watching you in
lady of
disgust,
size.
it's very, very embarrassing.
I mean, her jaw was on the floor looking at
Why
me.
was she so? There's no way you were eating it
No,
any worse than anybody
it was
else. You were at
bad.
Pluckers.
It was bad. As I was doing it, I was like, shit, I hope no one's watching me because I was just really struggling. I think the bone got like wedged in my mouth. It was just a bad scene. And,
You can hear
and
more
so I
about
looked
that
up-
story on Too Much Step.
I look up like very slowly just and just scan the room, see if anybody noticed. Then I saw her, and it ruined my experience.
You have like a chicken bone popping out of your cheek. It's like,
Dude, it was bad.
just tendon hanging out of your nose. Like, how did this even happen? I'd pay money to see a reenactment of that.
Man,
If we can ever go in public, we should have some wings. Run it back.
I love wings.
Speaking
I
of
love chicken.
wings, here's some of the faves for 2020 PGA Championship at Harding Park in San Francisco.
Why is that speaking of wings?
It's not. It was just kind of a joke transition.
Okay,
We do
sorry.
jokes.
Not
It's
trying
all right.
to
We're
to
still
bust your
doing-
balls here.
That's a bit we're still doing.
Okay. Sorry.
Koepka 10-1, JT 10-1, Bryson 11-1.
That man eats a lot of chicken.
He loves chicken.
Who, Bryson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he
He eats a
does.
lot of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of protein shakes. Rory 14-1, Rom 14-1, DJ 20-1, Big Cat 22-1. My guy, I'm riding with Webb Simpson 28-1 this week. It's a long. It's a course that, per the people who know what they're talking about, it doesn't look long, but it'll play long. The rough is very thick, and it's Pacific Northwest. You know, it's got that marine layer blowing in. Kind of cool air in the 60s, so it might play a little bit long.
So I got a group of friends. We do a snake draft for every major tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And with my second overall pick, I took Bryson. I took him.
Who was your first pick?
It was my first pick. It was
oh.
the second overall pick in the draft.
Who went one, Brooks?
Brooks went one.
Yeah.
I wanted to go Bryson because as much as I dislike the guy, he is so much fun to watch play.
I mean, yeah, if he can bomb it down there, even if it's in the rough and he just has wedge into the green,
Yeah.
I think he'll be sitting pretty. This is one of those courses I hear about that I want to play. I think it's under $200. It's a muni, so it's public. We could go. We could do a San Francisco trip, do a couple of days there, play some golf.
Napa?
Have the ladies with us, then go to Napa. Or they can go to Napa early on. We can just stay in San Francisco, eat oysters, play golf, and then we go meet them in Napa. Everybody's happy. That sounds like a trip to me.
I love it.
When times are more certain, of course.
Of course. I'm riding with John Dam Rahm.
Not a bad one.
Okay.
I believe the current world number one.
I hate to throw cold water on everybody, but it is supposedly it will be cold there. It will not just be like not hot. It will be cold, which could be bad for Tiger's back.
It's
He likes
definitely
the
bad.
heat, and this would be bad for him.
He's said as much.
Hopefully, he'll be able to activate his glutes.
I don't think he will. That's what worries me. I saw one of these sites that does the sports simulations. You know, they'll do like run 10,000 of these things. They said a good outside pick is Tyrell Hatton, 45-1.
Okay.
He's not long. He's the opposite of long. Remember we saw him at the Dell Match Play event where the Rocket was at? Roger Clemens just looking huge as shit. Remember we went to that deal before the match play?
Yeah,
like,
at the Van Zandt.
Van Zandt, yeah.
Mhm.
He's a tiny fella.
He's a little guy.
Much smaller than me, which is hard to do.
He's fiery out there too. If things
like him.
if things are not going his way,
If you're not following him on Twitter, you should.
very demonstrative.
Very demonstrative, but per the simulation, he might be a lock for a top 20, top 10. Any other outsiders? I just saw one. Tony Finau,
Man.
50-1. I know he doesn't close, but
Major
51.
golf is finally back, and I'm very, very
it snuck up on me.
I'm very H. As we discussed, I got 4 out of 5 eggplant emojis. That's how excited I am for this.
I believe I am 5 of 5 cake emojis.
Okay.
Birthday cakes, that is.
Okay.
What were you, Micah?
I believe I was 4 out of 5 eggplant emojis as well.
Okay.
I can't wait to talk about it on Monday on Too Much Dip.
Too much dip.
Too much dip. Please subscribe, leave a review. Tell your friends it's podcast week. Another thing we get into on TMD, some esports. We got an esports update. I'm going to turn Randy's mic up because he's our esports
I would like our
correspondent.
listeners to let us know if you enjoy us talking about stuff like this, because obviously gaming is not something I've been into historically, but I've gotten into a little bit lately, and it's fun to talk about for me, so I assume gamers like to hear us talk about it. But tell us what you think.
Yeah, Season 5, I'm downloading it now. So it's been about 2 hours since I started it, so it's probably, knowing my internet, about 4% done. Just hoping it's done by the weekend so I can enjoy it.
I got a PS4, almost an instant download. It took about 15 seconds.
How has Xbox not figured that out?
I don't know.
Randy,
But
do you have anything on that?
I thought it didn't go through. It was like, did something go wrong? No, it was just really fast. So I didn't actually play the game yet. I just went to the lobby.
Looks like there's a freight train on
Yeah.
those train tracks.
They blew
Randy?
the roof off the stadium.
Choo-choo.
That's huge. Apparently they made the FAL or the FAL, if you play often, made that automatic, or
It's
at
a
least an
powerful-
automatic version of
It's a
it.
powerful weapon.
It is a powerful weapon. It's the one that you get and like immediately you're like, oh, this is the only gun I have. I'm going to use it, but I don't like it.
I have 2 tweets I would like to bring up right now. One of them is some guy posted a screenshot. I guess he was twitching. He was recording whatever he's playing. And I guess it was one of the first times, like the first games of the update. And it was a screenshot of him like dropping into the stadium, and there were like, no kidding, like 80 to 100 people just like going straight for the stadium.
That's
I mean,
gonna
if you
be
want
me
to check
tonight.
it, if you want to check out what's inside the stadium, you might want to wait. Might want to wait a little bit so you can actually enjoy it, but you're gonna get popped right away.
What's up, Randy?
Do you want me to break down the newest stuff in Season 5?
I would love it. You're
Okay.
our esports
Before you do that,
commentator.
let me mention the other tweet that I brought up. So have you seen the Soulja Boy clip?
No?
There's a quip.
This came
there's a-
across my timeline. I haven't watched
There's
it.
a clip going viral of Soulja Boy. He's playing like teen quads or something. I don't know. But this vehicle rolls up on his squad, and he shoots it with an RPG and takes out the whole team. And he just gets so excited. It's one of the fun. Dave, you are going to love this clip.
You know he follows me on Twitter.
Does he? Oh, yeah, that's right. And we knew that.
Tell him.
anyway, it's really, really funny.
Dude, he's
Randy-
the inspiration for Fajita Boy swag.
All right, Randy, go ahead.
Okay, so Season 5, as Dave said, has come out today. So first thing, the biggest one, like you guys mentioned, the stadium is officially open. So also, along with that, the train station is now open too. There's an inside of that.
What?
So in addition with the train station, there is a train, an armored train that goes around. It actually looks like the train from GoldenEye, if you guys remember that level.
Oh, yeah.
So it goes around, and you can use it as cover. And it has, from what I was reading, has some heavy weaponry on it, so that like there might be like mounted guns or something
you
that
can
you might be able-
weaponize this train.
Yeah, you can weaponize this train, and I think you could probably ride it into the storm, and it's faster than driving. Maybe not driving, but at least walking. So you know how there's elevators inside this stuff? They are now zip line type cranes that are outside the buildings, so you can go up them.
That's sick.
What else do we got here? For regular multiplayer, there are 2 new maps for multiplayer, 1 new gunfight map and 1 new ground war map.
Okay.
Here's a big thing. There are now music songs, as songs usually are, for
Music
vehicles.
I love a good music song.
For vehicles that you could play. So if you get into like an SUV, you might be just like,
Oh, like a GTA thing.
yeah, so you might be like bumping some like Russian techno. Can you imagine just all 4 quad just in tracksuits
Dude.
in SUV
Just,
bumping techno?
hitting EDM and Verdansk.
I
Sounds
love
sick.
a good music
You
song.
can also inspect your weapon now. So you like hold it up and like look at it as you're.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I look forward to getting absolutely murked as I'm distracted doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Just peeping the weapon. Anything getting nerfed?
From what I'm seeing, I don't see much stuff. I'm sure they didn't put that up there about things getting nerfed, but there are 2 new weapons that you'll be able to unlockable: a new SMG and a new assault rifle. Let's see what else. Some new game modes. There's a new Warzone type game mode called Mini Royale. So it's instead of like you drop in with 100 people, I think you probably drop in with 50, and it's like a small circle. So it's like pretty much the like last third of the game. So it's just shorter.
That's
like,
fantastic because I sometimes I just don't want to do the whole song and dance of sitting in the lobby, getting in there, not seeing anybody, and it's like next thing you know, it's a 45-minute game.
Dude, I'm torqued for those music songs suddenly.
I cannot wait. Randy, I got to tell you, man, we've done a lot on this podcast today. We talked Beirut. We talked about our president being interviewed by Axios. But what you just did right there was by far the most compelling and hard-hitting journalism we've done. Like you actually you accurately read the story and then gave it to the people. That was useful intel.
And he did it without making dismissive facial expressions like Jonathan Swan.
Yeah, that was good.
You probably won't go as viral, but I appreciate it.
Oh, man, that guy's funny.
Make sure you tune into the future music songs and future reporting from Randy later.
Man,
And
this
he
is
went third
exciting.
person.
Wow. Today was the day the music song died.
Or it was born.
Oh, boy.
Hey, speaking of music songs, let's talk this weekend in fun.
Speaking of fun.
Presented by Miller High Life, our good friends at Miller High Life.
Wait, you guys have the champagne of beers on?
yeah.
We got graphics.
Yeah.
Why do you guys not have this on tap?
Yeah. Well,
I don't.
not yet.
Not yet.
Or at least a
Randy
fridge
and I
full
were
of them.
talking about this yesterday. We need a fridge.
It might. Yeah, this might be a scene if we get beer in here.
Here's what I like
Just at the
about it.
ready.
Here's what I like. Yeah, because next thing you know, Dillon will be picking up Parks from like jiu-jitsu class, just the Miller High Life in his Yeti. It's an unpretentious quality beer, refreshing champagne like tiny bubbles in the iconic glass bottle, accessible to all. This is my thing. Celebrate the wins of every day with Miller High Life. Just me. Say, Alexa, cue up a music song. I crack a Miller High Life, and I'm rocking. Big or small, there are moments within every day we're celebrating. Celebrate with Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Now, here's what I like, because, we're right in the middle of summer. They've got these special edition cans. Have you seen these?
They're very
My
sharp.
fridge is
cans.
stocked with them at home.
They're very sharp.
Simple summer moments don't have to call for a big celebration. For example, it's not just having a backyard BBQ. It's celebrating having everyone together for the first time. Grills firing up. You're doing the social distance thing. You're having the lads over. You're tossing them a special can of Miller High Life. Everybody's having a good time. They're available in stores now, but they're limited editions. I suggest you get one now.
Move quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad you mentioned large and small things to celebrate because I really like the small High Life bottles, like the little 4-ounce ones. I saw them the other day at Total Wine. They're delightful. It's a great chaser to a Bloody Mary.
I didn't even know they had those.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's what else I like about
If
it.
you're a shot and a beer guy.
I am a shot and a beer guy. Miller High Life, they've been faithfully brewed the same way since its start on New Year's Eve in 1903. Their founders believe that everyone should enjoy the good life, which is why they created the champagne of beers. Okay? It's quality beer within everyone's reach. Check it out. Enjoy it responsibly. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This weekend in fun is here. Micah, what are you doing?
Well, I will be celebrating a big thing, a big celebration this weekend. My sister gets married on Friday. What a treat.
That's awesome. Congrats to her.
Yeah, it's great. Her husband's family was going to drive down from Ohio. They are not going to, so basically they're going to the courthouse. We're going to have dinner afterwards. It will be truly lit, as I used to say, and as the kids say. Ryan, my future brother-in-law, is a chef. We are having tomahawk steaks along with oysters, caviar, and black truffles.
Holy
Let's
shit.
go. So
Is he cooking? Is he getting married?
no,
and
he
doing
has
the-
he has
boy's
two
gonna
buddies
snap.
that are chefs that are going to cook for him.
Man, I feel for everyone planning weddings during the pandemic. It's got to be tough, but it sounds like y'all are making it happen.
Well, my sister is. I am pushing another year. Your boy's wedding is now, it has been delayed, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But if you want to see photos of that steak, as well as probably some photos of Charlie, and I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, You can follow me on my Instagram at Micah Weiner, MicahWiener.
Jeez. Thank you, Micah.
Micah, let me volunteer my services real quick.
Sure.
For your wedding, I will do a reverse sear on the Traeger
Wow.
of tomahawks for your wedding. That will be my gift to you. I will be the caterer for your wedding.
We have hired a caterer, but if you want to
Does he have a
do,
Traeger?
Fire your caterer. is
Does
what
it have a
Dave is
Traeger?
I've paid that caterer far too much money already in advance. A shocking amount of non-refundable deposits. But I think there's something that you can cater. Be it the after party. Let's just have tomahawks at the after party. Some people have like Chick-fil-A biscuits or a slice of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just hand everybody tomahawks that have been on the Traeger.
We'll make that happen. Dillon, what do you got going on?
I actually have plans for the first time in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm playing golf.
Tremendous.
Catch me at Spanish Oaks
Ooh, Spanish. Love
Friday morning. Can't wait. Dave will be there. Intern Klein will be there. And our buddy who's a listener, remind me his name. I feel bad.
Ryan Stevens.
Ryan, that's right.
He'll be happy to know you don't remember.
Ryan,
him.
I'm sorry. I do. I'm
Is he paying your greens fee?
I'm great with faces, bad with names.
He's covering the caddy.
Oh.
Nice dude.
I can't
Love it.
wait, man. It's
Spanish is great.
early enough to where it won't be scorching hot, but
It's a little bit cooler up there because it's up on a mountain. That's what my buddy who's a member there says. He claims it's 4 degrees cooler.
I wouldn't call it a mountain.
It's definitely not a mountain.
Well, up on the hill.
It's a gradual hill.
Is it a mesa?
It's not a table.
And then after that,
Not a
I'm picking up.
geographical feature.
I'm picking up parks, and then who knows? The world is our oyster. I don't know what we're gonna do. Our swimming pool's closed in the neighborhood, so we can't do that.
That's bullshit.
It stinks.
There's a dinosaur park outside of town that he wants to go to. I will probably take him. Other than that, I got nothing else the rest of the weekend.
You pretty much summed it up for me. I'll co-sign your weekend and fun, minus the sun thing.
Right, you don't have a son.
No. I will be playing golf. I'm going to enjoy it. I cannot wait. I'm going to get there early. Spanish Oaks has the pre-made breakfast tacos wrapped up in foil. And, it's Barrett and Phil, right?
Yeah, a woman in a mask just put up a sign that said, "Would the little guy like some snacks?"
She held up a sign.
Was she talking
Yes.
about me?
I believe she was referring to Parks.
Okay. Sure.
And then she disappeared. I'm very confused.
Wow. He loves snacks, so
Would the little guy like some
that's a little weird.
That's
Hey,
just-
if
that's
she
what
does
she
it
said.
again, get a photo.
Okay.
Or maybe she meant Phil.
Oh no.
We're having fun. We have
We
fun.
really are having fun. Man,
I'm gonna
circling
play
back
golf.
is
Client's-
fun.
Client's coming down. Yeah, we're the fun boys.
Oh yeah, Clint's staying with me on Thursday night.
Yeah, Friday if he stays in town, we'll maybe go get some. I don't know. Is there a place to eat outside?
Maybe on Thursday we'll have maybe we'll get a pizza or something. Dave, what do you think?
I like pizza.
Micah, you're welcome too.
That's nice.
Maybe Pine House.
Convenient.
Well, I'm glad everybody had fun. Micah, it's been a real
a good
treat
time.
having you here.
Thank you. Thank
Randy,
you, Dave.
know what, Randy? Give us your weekend and fun. You've given us so much today that I feel like you deserve it.
He's gonna pop the music songs on and just have himself a ball.
I am actually going back home to Chicago this weekend.
Chi-town.
Wait a minute.
Well,
I'm not going to do it.
They
but-
call it the Big Apple.
Yes, that's very true. The Big Easy also.
Aren't you from Indiana?
Shouts to the bean.
Okay, it's Chicagoland. I'm going back to Northwest Indiana, but yes, I will go in there. I'll be wearing my mask during the flight and seeing the rents and everything.
Cool.
Oh, and my new sister-in-law.
Oh,
My brother and new sister-in-law just got married last weekend.
Congrats to them.
Just went to the Art Institute, had one person officiate, and just didn't really tell any of us. But they've been
Really?
planning on doing
Dude.
kind of that thing for a while. So
Shouts to them.
yeah, very interesting.
whoa,
That's about it.
Whoa, listen to the music song. Whoa, whoa. Randy, I'm happy for you. Mike, I'm happy for you. I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. I was happy to be here. I still am happy to be here. It was lovely. And thank you for supporting us on Podcast Week and supporting my newsletter.
Check out Club Cool. Check out So Many Screens. Check out Too Much Dip. Check out Sunday Scaries. Check out the mail-in. Just check it all out.
Mind?
And that, I
Micah.
guess, if you want to. Unbelievable. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.